You've seen it, right? Men chasing after shadows that just so happen to be shaped like women. They'll call it romance, they'll swear it's love, but what's really happening? They're losing pieces of themselves, mistaking their own intense desire for her actual truth. And it's a game they are almost guaranteed to lose.
So let's get into this. This isn't some new idea. We're talking about the ancient philosopher Diogenes, who saw this exact same thing thousands of years ago. To him, it wasn't romance at all. No. He saw men literally running away from themselves, just handing over all their power the second a beautiful woman walked into the room. He believed that this one simple confusion, well, that's where a man's unraveling truly begins.
And that brings up a really powerful question, doesn't it? This isn't just dusty old philosophy. You can feel this today. That constant pressure to perform, to hustle for validation, to try and win someone's approval, instead of just being. Diogenes saw this as the ultimate trap, a weakness that we put on ourselves.
All right, so here's where we get to the absolute heart of his philosophy, and honestly, this is a total game changer. The entire dynamic of attraction, it's not about what you do to her or what you say to her. It's an internal game, because she is simply the mirror, and she's reflecting the man who's standing right in front of her.
Let's call this the mirror principle. It's got nothing to do with her being moody or unpredictable. Diogenes believed that her reactions are just direct feedback on your internal state. So if you're full of chaos inside, guess what? She's going to reflect chaos right back at you. But if you're certain, if you're grounded, she reflects that instead.
And you can really see the two paths laid out here. On one side, you have the common approach, right? Trying to control what's happening outside of you, basically arguing with the reflection in the mirror. And on the other side, you've got the Diogenes way, mastering what's inside you and just understanding that the reflection, well, it's just data.
And this just nails the point perfectly. I mean, think about it. When a man is a rock, just totally calm, the women around him feel safe. But when he's lost and confused, that uncertainty, it's contagious. So when she seems distant, a lot of the time, it's just a reflection of his own self-doubt. It's feedback, pure and simple.
So here's the bottom line. Blaming her for the dynamic, that's like getting angry at the mirror because you don't like what you see. The responsibility for the clarity, for the strength, for the entire emotional weather of that interaction, it starts and it ends with you, with your own internal state.
Okay, so if the dynamic is just a reflection, the next logical question has to be, well, how do you improve the man in the mirror? This is where we get into the practical stuff. It's all about building that inner strength, what Diogenes would call the art of being whole.
You know, we hear the word mystery and we think it's some kind of tactic, right? Like playing hard to get, being aloof. But that's not it at all. True magnetic mystery isn't something you do. It's the natural result of being a complete person, someone who isn't broken into pieces or always performing. A man who is whole doesn't have to fake mystery. He just is.
And here's how you build that. It comes down to 3 pillars. Number 1, master your reactions. When you're tested, don't flail around emotionally. Be the rock. Number 2, embrace silence. That constant need to explain yourself just bleeds away your power. And number 3, stop the performance. Just let your values speak for itself.
This is just so incredibly powerful. In a world that is as filled with noise, a man who is comfortable in his own silence, he has a kind of gravity to him. It communicates this calm certainty and self-control that a million words never could. And that creates real curiosity and respect. Now let's be crystal clear about something. This is not about becoming some unfeeling robot. Not at all. Emotional control is just discipline. It's about feeling everything, the passion, the anger, the desire, but you make sure that your reason is the master, not the slave. Your emotions become your tools, not your puppeteer.
So you do all this inner work. What's the big payoff? Well, it's the point where your value stops being something you have to ask for and it becomes something you simply are. Your stability becomes your currency in this chaotic world. And that, my friends, that is effortlessly and naturally magnetic.
And this really brings us to the number 1 law of value in this entire way of thinking. It's so simple, but it's incredibly profound. Think about it. The man who is easily provoked, easily flattered, easily broken, his emotional state is basically for sale. But the man who cannot be disturbed by praise or by insult, he owns himself, and that makes him priceless.
This chart just lays it all out. The man who chases is screaming neediness. That's low value. The guy who's always trying to negotiate for attention and approval, well, that's a little better. It's medium. But the man who simply is, the one who's grounded, self-possessed, and whole, he radiates high value without ever having to say a word.
So, the most important thing to get is that you cannot talk your way into genuine attraction or respect. It's not about having the right lines to say, it's about having the right energy. A stable, self-sufficient inner world creates this emotional gravity that is just undeniable and unbelievably attractive.
And this is the end goal. This is the man who's walked the path. He's a lighthouse, not a little tugboat trying to pull people in. He can appreciate a beautiful sunset without feeling the need to own it. People are loyal to him because his presence inspires it, and what other people think, praise or rejection, it becomes completely irrelevant.
So we end right where we began, with the mirror. All her reactions, all her tests, all her emotions, they are simply reflecting the man who is standing in front of her. Which means the ultimate question was never about her, it's always been about you. So look into that mirror. Do you like the man you see?
If this gave you something to think about, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to The Wise Cut for more deep dives like this one. Share it with somebody you think needs to hear it. And please, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really do read all of them. Now, go look in the mirror.